Welcome in, welcome in. We haven't been over here in a minute. How are you guys doing? All right, you guys. Hold on, let me get it set up. But today's live is about what am I supposed to believe versus what do I choose to believe? Okay? What am I supposed to believe versus what do I choose to believe? And I bring this topic up because it's very important nowadays to really critically think and question everything. A lot of times, even the things that we think are so solid in our belief system are just behaviors, patterns, or thoughts that we kept thinking to the point that now we just believe it, right? Even just like how you look in a lot of black households and like even certain hoodoo things will be prevalent without the person even knowing it's hoodoo, or certain things will be prevalent within certain households. And you be like, well, why do I believe that? Or why do I think that way? Or why is it that I believe this? Or why do I feel this way? Like, and one thing I noticed too, a lot of people is like, they'll feel certain conviction or feel certain ways about doing certain things or behaviors, right? Not realizing that they are in charge of their own reality, right? They're creating that belief system that if they do something, whatever that thing is, triggers them to feel guilty or whatever that is. But when you really think about it, you have to question everything, right? Including yourself. Because sometimes you can get caught in patterns. You can get caught in different ways of doing things that really isn't serving you. And if you are somebody who is constantly evolving and growing, you know that that's not gonna be very conducive to your growth, right? If you're constantly feeling like you have to uphold to some type of system or have to do something a certain way, then that's not really conducive to you, unless it is, right? It's for you to take that time to ask yourself, okay, what do I choose to believe? Because that's ultimately what is going to be a conviction, right? Just like how we speak about, a lot of people talk about karma, and everybody believes in karma differently, right? Some people believe that if you commit a sin, you're going to get whatever's going to happen to you, right? You're going to go to hell. But some people believe that the energy that you give out is the energy you receive, right? It's all about what you believe. And even some people believe that if they're stealing something, but they're stealing for their kids to eat or something like that, then it's just, right? It's all about what you believe. And then when we think about the justice system, the actual justice system in this world, and then the actual real justice that takes place in the spiritual realm, is two different things as well, right? Just because, and I'm not telling nobody to go break the law, but just because the law system says it's this way, what does the divine law say, right? And that is up to, it's in the eyes of the beholder, right? You, okay? So we're gonna ask that question again, like, what am I supposed to believe versus what do I choose to believe? And I'm gonna try to make this video really short. I want to do like a 10-minute video, and I wanted to see what you guys think about that, right? What do you believe, and what are your belief systems? And are they things that you chose, or are they things that were more so placed upon you, you know? And there's even times in life when we will experience certain times in our life where we could be blinded by our own paradigm, right? We can get into a paradigm blindness. And what's a paradigm blindness? Basically, in simple terms, paradigm blindness is when you've been in an environment or a space and that's all you see. That's all you really can see with your mind's eye too. For example, if you grew up in very impoverished environments, things like that, you may be feeling like, oh well, that's not gonna happen for me because it only happens for these people, or I have to commit a crime to have that. When that's just your thought, right? Your thought and what you're choosing to believe. Instead of, it's also like that, what am I supposed to believe, right? Because it's like I'm supposed to believe that because I'm in this environment. But then it goes to, okay, now you're choosing it. So when we get caught in those patterns, we have to see and hold things into assessment like, okay, why am I choosing to believe this? Is this serving me? Even like certain superstitions, like, are they serving you? If it's not serving you, let it go. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, because a lot of people want to keep a lot of things the old way or whatever the case may be. But things are evolving for a reason. Time is evolving for a reason. And we're supposed to change and evolve with this world and create. How are we going to do that if we stuck to the same superstitions and ways? Now, if those superstitions and beliefs or whatever serve you, by all means keep doing it. But if it stops serving you, then it's that second to ask yourself like, okay, what am I choosing to believe here right now that's not really serving me? Because everything is a choice, right? Because everything is a choice. So you have to think about that and hold things into divine assessment like, okay, well, let me question myself. And then this basically is like critical thinking. And I'm a firm believer, and we've always talked about this on multiple occasions, where if you, why did I just lose my thought? Oh, critical thinking. If you are not critically thinking, you're going to stay stuck, you're going to stay stagnant, and you're going to be under some type of program, whether or not you realize it, right? Because even when we think about that movie, They Live, that movie shows you that it's constant programming, it's constant different things that are being imposed upon us to make us feel certain ways, or to make us trigger to buy something or to do something. So if you're not in the moment of critical thinking, you could just be in the moment of doing, following whatever that pattern is that you're being guided towards. Sometimes it's good, right, to follow certain patterns, or as long as it's intuitively guided, but it's sometimes where we get caught into those patterns and we're like, just like if you ever did psychedelics or some type of deep spiritual enlightenment, and then you come back to that spiritual enlightenment again a couple months later or however long, you'll notice that, why did I start doing that again when I already realized I wasn't supposed to? Or why did I start doing this again when I realized I wasn't supposed to? And not necessarily supposed to, but when I realized that it wasn't serving me, why did I start to do that again if it wasn't serving me? So moments like that will put you in divine assessment of how easy it is for us to cross that barrier of choosing to believe and just going along with what you're supposed to believe. And even when they do like the human study of, okay, if one person runs, most people are going to run, or things like that, like usually people go with the majority. But is the majority always right? So yeah, we had 9 minutes, y'all. So that's basically it. I wanted to talk about something short and sweet today. Oh, I also wanted to show you guys, look at this I got, because y'all know I'm ready for the spooky season. I hope y'all are ready. I'm so ready. But look at this I got from Dollar Tree. It's so cute. And then Dollar Tree, like what? So we're using this in my household to write down any type of thoughts or any thought frames that we want to be reversed, right? So say if you feel like you want to be, you're not smart enough or whatever, you're going to write it in past tense. I am smart. We're going to put it in here, and we're going to work on the mind, right? This is how simple too that I'll try to explain to you guys. A lot of your spell work can be very simple. Maybe we'll do a video on that tomorrow. The simplicity of, like, because usually the more simple spell work is the more powerful. Like the simplicity of this is rewiring the brain. And I brought it up too because, like, we're speaking about what are you choosing to believe. So maybe it's some things that you want to believe about yourself, or you want to believe about your environment, or you want to believe, period, that have not really came into evidence in the physical, but you can see it in your minds. But sometimes you may get blocked. You can even do a skull candle like this, but even just creating this or getting a cup, printing out a picture of a skull, but it's spooky season, it's about to be, so you probably could find it somewhere for super cheap. But if not, print out a skull, put it on a jar, and then that could be that, because all it's doing is rewiring your brain. Magic is taking space in your mind. It's not really so much of the tools of what you're doing. It's more so of like, you're writing this down, you're telling yourself this, you're believing this, you're setting that petition, believing that petition. So the all is mine. So tomorrow, that's gonna be our video. How simple, either tomorrow or day after that, because I gotta see if my son got a game tomorrow or not. But how simple spell work is usually the more effective because it's so simple. And then also, you guys, if you like Santa Muerte, you can use this on your altar for her. You use this for a lot of things. And I just love it. Look, we got some roses in there and some art petitions. And I put roses in there just to have sweet thoughts and sweet memories and sweet things going through the mind. Okay? And then you can even use it as decor. Double it out. They won't even know. How will they know? How will they know? And another reason, what we're going to talk about tomorrow, how simple spell work can be more effective, is because a lot of times it's less like when you have too many things in your spell sometimes and you don't really grasp the concept of all of it, it can confuse your brain because your brain is helping you push it through. So it can confuse your brain to the aspect of where you'll be like, it's too hard for your brain to grasp. But when you got simple ingredients, simple steps, usually the spell can mesh better, right? The spell work can mesh a lot better. But yeah, so tomorrow we're going to talk about how simple spell work can be more effective a lot of times. Let me type it out so I don't forget. Okay. All right, and I'm also running a special for my birthday, you guys. We're gonna go on Instagram, and I'm gonna go on my other YouTube and do some live questions. We're gonna do live card pulls for 8/27 is my birthday. So 8/27, I will have my wish list in the description box as well. If you want to get me something, it'll be there. But yeah, we're gonna do energy exchange of 8/27 to get into that vibration, that frequency. 8/27 is also a very abundant number. Okay, look at that. All right, so we're bringing in abundance with that energetic code. Numbers are energetic codes. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out. I'm gonna post, I'm not sure if I posted it in the community tab over here just yet, but I'm gonna get that posted, and y'all can let me know down in the comments too, after y'all see this, what's some things you want to talk about, especially for spooky season, and you know, September as we go on in the next couple months. But yeah, peace, you guys. Love you guys. If you have any questions about spell work, readings, things like that, you could text 770-666-2466.